Well, everyone, another video. And while I was sleeping last night, and I woke up, and when the brain is sleepy, you get all these ideas. So I realized my brain processed what the origin of the devil is. I found out where the word devil comes from and what God it refers to. And basically, not to offend anyone, but this is an eclipse. That's his symbol right there. Because this God obviously comes from that region. He features in the Bible. And this is his symbol, the two horns, or the crescent moon. And what God am I talking about? Well, you'll have to keep watching to find out, right? So in previous videos, we showed that, the Caucasus mountain theory, why we call the Caucasian race. So I was curious about this. Turns out that's where Noah's Ark landed. And this became a scientific theory, just like the theory of young Earth became archaeological theory of no civilization before 6000 BC, because that's when the Earth was created. And archaeologists still follow this paradigm. And you speak to people, they say, oh, there's no civilization. One of my friends on Facebook has told me there's no civilization before them, but he doesn't realize the theory comes from the paradigm of the young Earth. And it's the same thing with Caucasian. The Indo-European theory actually stemmed out of, I don't know how it happened, but it stemmed out of the biblical theory of coming from the Caucasus. And so basically everyone's from the Ukraine. And there's something to this, but it's not everyone coming from there. It's a conquering people coming from there. And of course, echoes of Brian Forster. Who are these conquering people? Well, Brian Forster explained it to us. I don't need to go into that. And they went all the way to China. We know that. They went into India, the Aryans, Vedic culture. Yep, they became the Iranians. Anatolian languages, they went into Europe. And who are these people? And we've already showed that basically the Roman and Greek and Egyptian pantheons can't explain some of the words we have in English. It can't explain some of the words around Stonehenge, like the heel stone. What is Hela? What is the Hela stone refer to? And all these other gods. It can't explain who Satan is. And that's because the Western civilization doesn't come from Greece, Rome, Egypt. It comes from here. And these people founded those civilizations and took their megalithic technology all around the world. It basically comes from Ukraine. So whatever your thoughts about Ukraine, that's where the civilization originates. That's where many of the founders stem. So if you want more information about where Satan comes from, see my Satanaya video, the Satan video, or see part 1, 2, and 3 about the redheads, where they come from. And what I do, I actually decipher the words of ancient Britain based on these redhead god words, the lost founders of this time. But now I could never work out, well, who the hell is the devil? What god is that? So Satan is Satanaya from that region, from that Ukraine region, and he the root is sto, 100. So it's 100 nagas, 100 snakes, and if you actually sto is Slav word, so if you look up Satan, they'll paint it. They actually remember that it's 100 snakes, so they'll do something like that. And we have things like this probably in the Book of Revelation, other books of the Bible, etc., etc. But what about the devil? And you look up the devil, and this article, I urge you not to read it. I've never been able to find anything useful in articles like this. They're often written by art historians, as you can see, rather than people looking at the language. And I do archaeology by language, by lingo. It's a very easy way to do it. No one else is doing it in the whole planet except for a few people. But this helps you learn everything, absolutely everything. And basically, it seems the devil is someone smart who landed on Earth, who came to Earth. And in the Gnostic religion, it's some lion-faced deity, it's some kind of serpent, but he's a shining one. So in the Old Testament, according to Marcion of Sinope, Jehovah was a secondary deity, a demiurgus who was a god in a sense, but not the supreme god. He was just, rigidly just. He had good qualities, but he was not the good God who was the Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. And there were all these heresies and debates and all this, and eventually they just simplified the religion down and they killed all the heretics, because let's face it, without the internet and television back then, there was nothing else to do. So that's what they did. So, but no one knows, there's nothing, and if you search for Thoth in here, nothing. Thoth is the same word as devil. And you're going to say, Charles, Thoth is not the same word as devil because it sounds different. No, that's just how it's pronounced. Look at how it's spelled. Look at the consonants. Look at this. This is amazing. This is not coming up. Why is it not coming up? I can't believe it. I'm going to have to pause this. Hang on. I'm just going to pause. Just going to hit pause. Okay, we're back. Time to unpause. So basically, it comes from Thoth, or Thoth is one of the offshoots of the word devil. It's exactly the same god. This was the name of a god. Devil was the name of a god. He's the one with the horns. He's a crescent moon, because this is the symbol of Thoth, the crescent moon. So, and this is across the Arab world. So in Indo-European, Da means giver. Okay, and from this we have Tuesday, devil. We have Deva, the Indian version. We have Deus, the Latin word for God, for the one God, and that's very interesting indeed. That means at some time there was a monotheism around the devil. So he's the earlier god before they thought, well, hang on a sec, let's have a revolution, put a new god up there, a god in the heavens instead of a god that's come down to earth. Zeus, same thing. Divine, the word divine. And even the English word dove. And there's a lot of English in the Bible. There's a lot of English in ancient Egyptian. And that's because there's a lot of European, because these people went into ancient Egypt. They went into the Arab world. It's as simple as that. So do you notice it's exactly the same as the word dove? So what happens is it is eventually the dove that gives Noah the knowledge that he is near land. So basically the dove comes and gives the knowledge to Noah. And of course, one of my colleagues he's saying that Noah sounds like boat. Why does it sound like boat? Why is it so similar? What's going on? And what's the relation to English? So how do we turn? Because I did this in my sleep. I'm so fantastic. I did this in my sleep. How do you turn devil into Thoth? Well, easy. Just add a few H's. Thotha, Dotha, Deva, 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 Deva. Dotha, Thoth, same word. Devil is the same word as Thoth. And from there we have from Asia, we have the Tuatha De Dananns, the clever people of Ireland. Or we could just call them clever people of the Don, people of Thoth of the Don. And they might be the ones who took writing to Ireland. That is basically their writing was the same as our musical notation. No one knows this. The musical notes are the knotted string writing found also in the Inca world, because they went there as well. Amazing. So, duat. So, and you say, Charles, you're joking when you say English is similar to ancient Egyptian. No, it's the same words. Duat is the underworld in Egyptian. It's similar to Germanic hell, which means dead. So if you go to duat, you're dead. So why would there be the same word in English? It's amazing. So in Germanic, we have offshoot words which come from devil or Thoth, which are truth, tot, dead, thought, think, and it goes on and on. There's more. I went into them in the past. So what's the intro? Just do me a favor. Watch the intro of Monkey Magic. And Tathagata Buddha, the father Buddha. So the Thoth Buddha, the teacher Buddha. Teacher, that's another word. Teacher. The word teacher comes from teach, technology, teacher, and taught. He's the one who taught. Past tense, because he did it a long time ago. So he's not a teacher. He's the one who taught. He's Thoth. So the father Buddha. So obviously these redheads went into Asia as well. And Buddha we know from an earlier video. It means body. It's another English word. Odin. He who declares the truth. So look at that Monkey Magic intro. It basically tells a very old Asian story. It's all the ancient world. And that Asian monkey is the same as Thoth being the knowledge monkey in Egypt, or the ibis, because the ibis looks like the crescent moon. Okay, so let's continue to where we were. Hang on, let's get it now. So there we go. All right, so back to it. Yeah, good. Okay, so let's get out of this article, which tells us almost zero. It tells us almost zero. It's not about the origins. So Thoth, who is Thoth? An ancient Egyptian deity, an ibis or a bassoon. So the ibis is where we get the crescent moon, the beak, the knowledge. He is the god of moon, wisdom, knowledge, writing, hieroglyphs, science, magic, art, and judgment. Amazing. And the Egyptian versions are actually, say, well, hang on, that's the Greek word, that's not the Egyptian. That's the same thing. Toti, thought, tuti, toot, Thoth, same word. And he's a monkey. He's a baboon. Look, he's associated with and what you do with Egyptian hieroglyphs is the pictures help you work out who he is. They give so for example, they'll have different pictures for the same sound. So the picture will help you see what you're talking about. You see the ibis, you think, that might be Thoth. That might be him. And the Egyptian pronunciation of Duti is not known. Tuti, Dihauti. See, it's like divine. Divati. It's literally Diwati. It's similar to Latin divine. It's basically almost the same word, the divine one. Fascinating. Tautos, thought, basically thought. When I saw it the same as Germanic thought, basically I realized, these must be the Germanic people who, they fell off of sunken Doggerland, so they had to invade Europe. So they went down to Egypt, they went to Italy, they took the land from the Slavs, and they've been spreading east ever since, trying to take more land. The last attempt was only 80 years ago, Amazing. Just amazing. So, you can read that in your own time. We know who Thoth is. He's the knowledge god. He's the one who founded the hieroglyphs, founded the mathematics. So he's the god of knowledge. But he had to come to Earth in order to basically give us the knowledge. How did he come to Earth? What happened? Well, basically the Asian story is that an egg landed on the planet and the stone monkey hatched. So this guy is also a monkey, a baboon. So he must come from an egg. Where's the egg? It could be the missing eye of Odin or Horus, is one of my theories, that fell out of the sky. Okay, let's continue. So the Duat is the Egyptian underworld, the region through which the sun god Ra travelled from west to east each night. And as you see, it's named after Thoth, which is basically the same word as devil. So devil is Duat. It's a very similar word. And down there is Apep the snake, same in Germanic mythology. There's a giant snake there who is the son of Loki. Same thing, same mythology. All these different people, different languages. Why would it be the same mythology? How odd. And Thoth was the god of the moon, sacred texts, mathematics, sciences, magic, messenger, origin, recorder of this is who the devil is, the deities, recorder of the deities, you see? Another word based on that devil. Master of knowledge, patron of scribes. His Egyptian name was Tuti, which means he who is like the ibis. No, that's not what it means. That is not what it means. But no. That is based on the picture writing that they show the ibis. Okay, so, and it goes all the way. So Hinduism, okay, and this is where I get more controversial, as if I wasn't controversial enough, and lots of people start attacking me because they're in the 6,000 years old. There's no previous civilizations paradigm, but the fact is, evolution is incredibly conservative. You look at the number of creatures who are based on the rat body; it's unbelievable. And why is it that we have Cro-Magnons, some of them with bigger brains than today? We have people with bigger minds than today. What's going on with that? Well, basically, some people say the universe is expanding. Some people say the universe is shrinking. The ancient Indians believed it was breathing. It was going in and out. So there you go, expanding and contracting. That is one of the cosmology theories in the modern world. And that is also based on the teachings of, how did I get to that? The world egg, the egg from heaven, the world egg. Okay. So the Monkey King is also worshipped in Ireland. And when I look at Thai people, some of them look so incredibly European, even though that area has never been colonized by Europeans. You know the film The King and I. They are basically Siamese. They were one of the countries which wasn't colonized. And they had the same religion, the Monkey King. And if we look at some of the names of the Monkey King, well, it's a Chinese classic text, but it's based on an ancient story. One of them is Dujan, based on obviously the god Thoth or Thought. Another one is Dasheng, obviously again based on the same idea. So I just wanted to show you that. Obviously we know that there were redheads in ancient China. Everyone knows that by now. Those mummies, the same pyramid religion. It possibly comes out of the Ukraine. The Eye of Horus. That could be related to an idea of the cosmic egg falling from heaven, but that idea of the cosmic egg falling from heaven, although it's in Asia, seems to have been lost from Egypt. But of course, I've made other videos. For example, the Nama palette. Remember the Nama palette? I used basically I think it was a Cambodian myth to explain the Nama tablet. And what was happening was the creatures had filled themselves with stones. So they couldn't be moved, and the bird was removing the stones to get at the creatures or something like that. And that is exactly what is depicted on the Nama tablet. No one knows this. And of course, it was C.S. Lewis who said, nothing good comes out of the earth. The humans go to Mars and they ruin it. They try to ruin it. They try to bring the guns and capitalism and destruction. And C.S. Lewis is smoking his pipe. He's thinking, well, what's the origin of all the evil? It can only be because this is the domain of the devil. He came to reside on the earth. But this religion was superseded by a sky religion. There was a massive revolution and the sky religion took over. So I hope you like the video on the origin of the devil. It's obviously there's a lot more details to it, but this is something I just wanted to pump out there to a wider audience. Cheers. And also, also I'm doing mortgages these days this is the only way I can make videos. It's a quick way to do it. Before I was putting a lot more effort into it. So if you're in Australia and you need any kind of finance, just hit me up and we'll see if we can help you out. All right, cheers, bye.